Hey guys, my name's Ben Howard. We're out here at Holston Creek Reds to play the 10th match in the Zone Clone bracket. If you haven't seen the series up to this point, I'd appreciate if you went back and watched it. But today we've got the 4th seed Horny Toad versus the 12th seed Suspect. Looking at these two side by side, they do look pretty similar, very similar depth. The only thing you might notice is the Horny Toad has a little bit more of a blunt edge to it. And technically the Suspect is shallower. It just has it's like a micro bead kind of. If I remember correctly, I think the Horny Toad is going to fly like I expect his own to fly, and then the Suspect is going to be a little bit less stable than that. But I think that's pretty much everything, so let's go ahead and get in the round and see who's moving on. All right, guys, for hole one, got a par 3, 192 feet. You can see the basket straight ahead. We're going slightly uphill with the fairly low ceiling, so just got to be careful with my height. But I think I'm going to go with the forehand with both these discs because that's pretty much the most wide open gap. Feels like we've also got tailwinds that should help us a little bit. This will also be the first round I'm really getting to test out these, I don't know what you call these things. This little fuzzy thing that I've been putting over my mics is supposed to help with that. So hopefully the audio is good, but we'll see. Throwing the Horny Toad first since it's the higher seed. I'll be lucky. Nope. All right. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to go ahead and use the horn. Ooh. Yeah, I have to use the Horny Toad's mulligan. There we go. Jump in. Just got a straight skip. All right, guys, for hole two, another par 3. This one's 250 feet. Basket's down this way, tucked off to the right. Typically, I like to go with a forehand skip shot here, but I don't know if I can really get these things to skip and get all the way down there. But if I throw them perfectly, I think I could get them all the way down there in the air. At least the Suspect. I'm not too sure about the Horny Toad. We'll see. But Horny Toad still got the box. This is another one. I just got to really get the height right. Oh no. Sit. Hit that fence. I might have actually chunked that out of bounds. I've never done that before on this hole. I think I rolled my wrist a little bit on that one, but I don't know if. Let me see. Does it say fence and beyond's out of bounds? So yeah, that's actually out of bounds. So, all right, Suspect. This is gonna be a really easy stroke. Not out of bounds, but that's not good. Okay, so that was the worst spot I think you could possibly be on the entire hole because I was literally at the base of that tree, and like there was no way I was gonna be able to pitch out or do anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Suspect's mulligan, try and just throw something down the fairway. All I got to do in order to get this thing a point. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so I haven't found the Suspect yet, but this is where the Horny Toad went out of bounds, and well, I have a high forehand turnover, so we'll see if I can at least put some pressure on the Suspect and get this close. That should be a putt. Oh boy, sit down. Oh, that was a great kick. Okay, so I really messed up that layup with the Suspect, and I don't have a great putt at it, but in order for that to even really matter, I got to make it from back here with the Horny Toad. I got that same tree right between me and the basket. I really don't know how I can make this other than, yeah, I guess I just have to go outside of it. If I can get this to fade in. Come on. Oh, dang. I never would have thought in this series at any point a 4 would take a point on one of these holes, but hopefully that is the end of that crap. All right, guys, for hole 3, we got a par 3, 240 feet. You see the basket straight ahead. I think for this one, forehand with both these discs is going to be the play. I would have to give him a little bit of Anheuser in order to like consistently reach this basket, but I think if I throw them both flat, that'll be pretty much like a guaranteed like edge of circle putt. Let's see. Suspect got the box after that last hole. Oh. Let's see. I didn't mean. Oh no. That's the bad place. Oh boy. Is that OB? It's not. Okay. Just gonna feel like I'm probably gonna wish it was OB because that is some nasty stuff over there. There we go. It's not great on the right side either, but it's a lot more manageable, not a lot more stomped out. Okay, so I was able to find the suspect. Thank goodness. I've lost so many discs in this section of the course. I'm really glad I was able to find it. It's actually not a bad spot. We're like somewhere in mid C2, I guess. Got a putt. Good lap. I did forget to mention though, as soon as I walked out like halfway down the fairway, I could feel the wind that was coming in. It's a straight headwind, so I'm thinking that's why the suspect turned over like it did. Because especially seeing how it flew on hole 1, it is much straighter than the Horny Toad, but I wouldn't have thought it would have held over like that. Oh, it's too high. Dang. This is going to be a scary round because normally I'm able to hold on to one of the discs and mulligans at least, like a good portion of the video, but this is probably the first time that both of them are gone after just 2 holes. All right, guys, for hole 4, we got a par 4, 441 feet. Basket is just dead straight ahead. Hard to see through the tall grass, though. The hardest part about this hole is really just going to be getting the distance I need out of these two. But I should be able to get them both up into the circle for birdie looks. Granted, we are throwing into like a right to left headwind. So should kind of slow the discs down a little bit, make them a little bit more understable. Suspect's got the box. All I got to do is just get it to land in this open field and we'll be fine. All right, come on, be stable. Come on. I think that landed in tall grass. We'll see. That's early. And the wind's carrying it now. Dang it. Okay. I don't know what it is about Holston, but it always has like the prettiest sky. Like the clouds always look so nice out here. It almost makes like tearing your legs apart looking for discs in this tall grass just a little bit better. Just a little bit. But see, for the Horny Toad, I think I can get all the way to the basket. We're going to try. This wind should help us. I'm just going to throw it wide and really just hope I don't throw it back into this tall grass again. That's got the power. The wind didn't carry it as much as I wanted it to, but that should be an in circle putt. All right. I think the game plan is going to be the same for the suspect. Just try and keep it in the fairway. Might put it on a little bit of hyzer, if anything, just to make sure that it'll finish to the left, but let's see. Okay, I think it's a little short, too far right, but it's in the fairway at least. Okay, so we got the suspect right here, horny toads right there. Don't really feel any wind, but it's a really uphill putt, so just gotta make sure I get this the right height. Drop. Oh, man, I hate it when I do that on uphill putts. All right, guys, for hole 5, got a par 4, 350 feet. This is probably the hardest hole in the course, and this is one where some points can definitely be given out. It's off the tee. We've got to get down this tunnel. You can see, get out in the open. From there, you got 2 gaps that both kind of funnel into the same hallway. The short one's a little bit tighter, but you've got more of a direct line to the basket, whereas the one's a little bit farther, a little bit wider, but you've got to throw more like a sweeping hyzer into the green, which is sloped away from us towards the OB. So there's a lot that can happen on this hole. Still a suspect box. I really like this disc for this shot because all I want to do is hit it flat, hard, through the middle of the gap, and let the overstability carry it a little out to the left. Give me a little bit more breathing room to penetrate into one of those gaps. That should be really good. I think that's just a little past, or that's right at the first gap. So I just need the horny toad to do the same thing. Oh, I yanked it. Okay. Hopefully that kicked far enough left to where I won't be in that tree line. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, so this is where the horny toad ended up, almost perfectly in line with the first gap. And the suspect's just a little bit farther to the left. So I'm going to have a birdie look with the suspect. So I need to put the horny toad close. I'm tempted to go for a forehand flex shot. It's going to be easy to hit the gap with. The only thing I'm worried about is, you can tell, the ground slope away from left to right. So I think I need to go with a softer backhand. Try and hug the right side of the fairway with the overstability carry it back. Just like that. Okay, I think that's good. Every time I think I throw a good shot here, I'm always like 30, 40 short. But I think I threw that far enough to where I'll be at least in the circle. Now for the suspect. I have to go for the forehand here, but I trust this to hold over a little bit longer than the horny toad. Oh, flexed it too much. Ugh, that was not good. All right, so the horny toad is parked pretty much. So I have to get the suspect close, but this is probably the worst spot I could have thrown the suspect, unfortunately. Go, go. Okay. All right, guys, for hole 6, got a par 3, 182 feet. Basket's right there. This one's gotten a lot easier since they took out the tree that was on the right side of the fairway. Before, you had to throw a little baby flex shot, but now you pretty much just throw a dead straight shot at it. So it should be good for both of these discs. Let's see, still the suspect's box. Just gotta trust it. Okay, did not trust it. Oh man, sit down. Whew. Oh boy. Wow, this is so much worse than I was thinking it was going to be. All right. I've got one single gap that can get me to the basket. Oh, I hit it. Hit something else. Oh, heck yeah. So I'll go ahead and tap in the suspect while I'm here. That horny toad did go a little long. I don't really think, yeah. I was worried this tree might be in my way, but it shouldn't. All right, guys, for hole 7, we got a par 3, 263 feet. Playing to island green, you can see right in front of us, marked by the walking path and then the tall grass short of the basket. Shouldn't have any trouble getting these discs there. The only thing I'm really worried about is have a straight headwind coming in, but it's really not that strong, so shouldn't really affect these discs that much. Let's see, it's the Horny Toads box for once. See what we can do with it. Oh, right on top of that, what is it? That base of the tree, the little mulch pile right there. I think that's like a 20-foot putt, maybe. Oh, dang. Actually, that was probably a good tree, if anything. That might have gone long. All right, guys, for hole 8, we got a par 4 at 400 feet. The basket's out here off to the right. You might actually be able to see it through the trees now that everything's losing its leaves and stuff. But the tee shot's about as simple as it's going to get. We just got to throw a hyzer into the side of this hill right here. But the farther we can push it, the easier it's going to make the approach shot of the green, which is going to be the really tricky part of this. Because the basket's perched up on top of a dam, basically. I don't know if it's actually a dam, but that's what it looks like. So it can be a really touchy approach shot. So really want to get as much distance as I can off the tee. Horny Toad's box. I'm going to try and give it backhand with some anhyzer. I should be able to get it within like at least 150 feet. Yeah, that's great. Just don't roll out of bounds. Okay, that's good. Bad, we won't have great footing, but that's a good place to be. Yep, same thing. So now you can see what I was talking about, where if I throw this shot a little too high or let that, I feel like, yeah, now it's going to be a right to left wind. If that picks up these discs up at all, as I try to throw them to the side of this hill, I could easily go 40, 50 past the basket and have a death putt coming back up. Let's see. Horny Toad's out. Just gotta throw this in the side of the hill, short of the basket. You're fine. See that wind carrying it? Ooh, say please. Maybe. We'll see. There we go. Perfect. Nope. The Horny Toad did not sit down. So luckily I'm probably edge circle one. Let me see. Oh no, this is like a 25 footer. So it's best case scenario when it comes to rollaways on this hole, but it was a scary putt for sure. Ah, oh, dang it. All right, guys, for hole 9, got a par 3, 261 feet, right in front of us. With the tree on the right getting limbed up, it really makes the backhand a lot more accessible. So I think I'm going to go backhand with both of these discs. I have a tail left to right wind, which would also help the forehand, but I've been really liking how the suspects coming out of my backhand grip. So I'm just going to rip this straight to basket. Oh, that's parked. All right, come on, Horny Toad. I gotta give you some height. Ah, it's not gonna hold it. Dang. All right, guys, that finishes up our 10th match in the zone clone bracket. The suspect ended up taking it down over the Horny Toad. And I think we're getting to the point in the series where it's less about how bad a disc does and how well the other one does, because I really like this suspect. It doesn't really fly like a zone clone, unfortunately. It kind of flies like an overstable mid. Like you can see in the last hole, it just goes really straight, but is really torque resistant. And it's just going to be hard for something like the Tombstone to compete with something like that, where this is a lot more distance potential, but also has a really reliable flight. I do really like the Horny Toad, though. A lot of people were telling me that this is basically just a zone in Lone Star's plastic, and I would highly agree with that. Has a nice amount of glide, has a nice amount of overstability, is super reliable, super useful on forehands, backhands, anhyzers, hyzers, flat shots, whatever you need it to do, it'll do it. So I'm definitely sad to see it go, but like I said, suspects moving on to the semifinals. It'll be this versus the Canyon, which should be really interesting because I think they're very comparable. But what was next week's matchup? Shoot, I was just looking at it before I started the round. I probably already got up on screen, but should have that out next Friday. So y'all stay tuned for that. But thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and y'all go.